Hello and welcome to GBR. Find us today racing the guys from the MRC in the MEC, the Endurance Championship. This is League 1 Round 8. As you can see, we are at Suzuka. And it is very, very dark. We have a mixture of different classes for this round's race. We've got the Group 2s and Group 3s for this one. And starting on pole after 10 minutes of qualifying is Faithless Emo in the Honda NSX 08. In second place we have P. Gibb. And in third place we have Bazza. If you're hungry, go and get some Reese's Pieces. And in fourth place we have Brucey. And if you're thirsty, go and get some Dead Man's Finger. Very nice drink. That's the top four for the Group 2s. And starting on pole for the Group 3s, we have Phil in the Mazda Atenza, I believe it is. Yes, that's the Atenza. In second, we have Fat Pickles in the Fake Taxi Supra. In third place, we have Midnight in another Mazda Atenza. In fourth, we have Infinity James in the Mitsubishi Evo. If you want to get a pair of Skechers, go and get some. In fifth place, we have Fubuki in the Honda NSX, the Group 3 version, not the Group 2s that the faster guys are running. And in sixth place we have Golden Brownie, hard to see, got no lights behind me, in the Lexus. Yeah, it is the Lexus. Right, so that is the grid. And just make sure, well, if anyone's live and watching it, can you just say if the sound is coming through? No worry, it's all good. Evening, Rick. How we doing? Alright, so let's jump up to the front. So it is dark for the moment. We are starting early morning, but that will soon disappear and we'll get racing in the light after a couple of laps. So away we go, waiting for the lights to go out. Evening, Brucey. And away we go. That's Faithless off in first place with P. Gibb, Bazza and Brucey behind as they come up. As you can see, it's a very wet track here at Suzuka, so all steady as they go. Ooh, Brucey getting a bit tail happy coming out of turn one. Phil heading the way for the Group 3s. All line astern at the moment as they come through, I say, on this very wet track at the moment. The rain is coming down. You can see on the weather meter bottom left, the track is on the intermediate side of being wet. And Bazza there, got Brucey right behind him. Oh, there's a big shunt. What's happened there between Bazza? Bazza's off, there's other cars off. Let's have a look, jump on board with Bazza, gets it tucked slightly tail happy. Big ping between everyone there, and that's caused Brucey damage. Bazza's got damage. Phil, not that Phil, there's that one. And P. Gibbs got damage as well. So big incident coming out of the S's there on that one for all these guys. So that's Bazza and P. Gibb down at the back of the pack now. They've got to work their way through the Group 3s now. Coming out, and Golden Brownie's dropped off the back of these guys as well. So something must have happened between Golden Brownie. Might have got caught up in that incident up ahead. Fubuki looking this way and that. on James up ahead. Is he going to go for the move as they come into Spoon for the first time? No, he's not. He's going to sit behind, maybe use that slipstream down the back straight. But Phil's been able to just pull away a little bit from Midnight there in second place. But these two right at the front now, Faithless and Brucey. Obviously a bit of a gap now obviously between the two, because Brucey was at the back of the pack and Faithless was at the front. So Faithless has been able to just put a bit of a gap now as we come to end lap 1. But as you can see, they haven't really pulled much of a gap over the Group 3 cars. Faithless comes along in first, Brucey in second. For the moment, Midnight is in third in the race, but I'm sure when Bazza and P-Gib come up to speed, they'll get past. Oh, Midnight's in third. What's happened to Phil? Phil's dropped down to 5th place now, so might have had a little bit of an issue through the chicane at the end of the lap. But Fabuki and James are going side by side as they come into the S's. Racing room's given. Bazza and P-Gib have got nowhere to go with these two fighting, but Fabuki has just been pushed out wide there as they come through. So they've made their way up to the back of the pack. They're now just working their way through Bazza and P-Gib. Will they try as they come down towards Degner 1 to get one or maybe two of these cars in front of them? Looks like it's going to be neither. So just the drive from these cars, just not going to be able to get it down and get past the slower class. But there goes Bazza. He's going to go past James now up towards the hairpin. P-Gib's just going to follow suit and stick right behind. James is going to be on the inside there. Will P-Gib get round the outside? Just about. And now Bazza's making his way through past Phil. But, Fat Pickles and Midnight have just been able to pull away from Phil in this half a lap that we have done since they got past Phil. So as you can see on the mini map there how far Faithless and Brucey are ahead of Bazza and P-Gib, but they should be able to make light work of getting past these guys up towards 130. Oh no, they've all just stick behind and go for the move in towards the chicane. If I remember correctly, it was the Casio triangle. So there's Bazza through and P-Gib, he'll get past at Midnight as they come across the line. So now these two have got, how far have they got to catch up? About 15 seconds or so to Brucey up ahead. So that's how much they lost through that instant that they had at the beginning of the race, lap 1. But Faithless, what did he do there? About half a second quicker than Brucey last lap round, but Brucey's gone purple in the first sector as they come out of the S's and up towards Degner 1. They're on the inters. I think everyone probably started on the inters. Let's have a little quick flip through. Yes, they did. So no wets were put on any of the cars to start this race. Obviously the rain was going to start stopping fairly quickly on, it seems. So the track is already technically a dry track going by the track indicator. But Fabuki still hasn't been able to make his way past James there in front of him. But who's that gone wide? That's Fat Pickles. What's happened with Pickles? Oh, he's gone wide into Degner 1, and then that's just given him dirty tyres through Degner 2. Gets it out of the way of the guys. That's dropped Pickles all the way down to the back of the pack now. He's going to have to do a lot of work to catch up to where he was, but James got it all tail happy coming out of the hairpin, and that's allowed Fabuki to move up to 3rd place now in the Group 3 cars. Now his next target will be Phil up ahead. So at the moment we have the two Mazdas 1st and 2nd in the Group 2s. P-Gib, he's really dropped off the back of Bazza this lap round. Oh, here comes the rain, there's more on the way. You can see it coming down from P-Gib's front shot there as he comes through 130R So he might have had a little spin, I would say, because yeah, the lap time shows he was only about a second or so behind Bazza at the beginning of this lap, and he's now about 8 or 9 seconds. Let's have a look. Yeah, about 8 seconds behind Bazza now as he comes over the line. So Brucey's still not been able to set the fastest lap, only 2 tenths off from what Faithless could do the last lap round. So that little bit of rain obviously just hampered the fastest lap for Brucey through Degnan 1 and Degnan 2 for Faithless, who is in first at the moment and doing a good job of keeping it there and just stretching that lead out over Brucey in second place. Bazza there in third at the moment, all on his own, but it probably will come to him later on in the race because the weather is unknown. Even the weather person didn't know when the rain was going to hit. They said it was going to start raining, and then near the end of the race looks like there could be some more. P-Gib there in 4th, Midnight in first place for the Group 3s, doing blue sectors over Phil, but Phil looks like he's caught up a little bit. Yeah, he has over Midnight. James is in 7th, Golden in 8th, Fabuki back down to 10th place, or 6th in the Group 3s. So he must have had an incident. What was his lap times? Hard to tell because was that 2:08, 2:07. So it must have been this lap round that Fabuki's had an off somewhere. Probably burnt up them inters quite a lot and just not been able to get the traction down. Everyone looks like they're trying to find the wet part on the track there as they're coming up the back straight towards 130R. It looks like Bazza and P-Gib have gone for the gamble. They're getting off them inters and putting it on. Oh, Midnight getting it all sorts of sideways coming out of the chicane, and we can't get a view. There we go. Phil's come into the pit. So is this the time that everyone's going to come into the pit? Fat Pickles also, and Fabuki. So it's 4 guys into the pit just at the end of lap 3. So we'll see how they come out, because these two are at the back, Fat Pickles and Fabuki, and obviously P-Gib and Bazza were quite a bit behind Brucey and Faithless when they came in, so it's going to be hard to know exactly the racing softs for these two. So that's really mixed up the field at the moment, because that means that the Group 2s are back behind the Group 3s again. So Bazza and P-Gib have got to do the work of getting back past. Bazza goes up the inside of Golden Brownie there, up out of the S's, up the hill. And Bazza looks like he's just going to have to sit behind James, so you don't want to get on the wet stuff being on the soft tyres. As soon as he hits that wet stuff, that's it. Oh, and Midnight's gone into the Armco barrier there, coming out of Degna 2 up towards the hairpin, and he's got dirty tyres and he's gone off again. So that's allowed Bazza a nice little easy overtake there of Midnight. And P-Gib now, he's coming back through the field after putting on his set of softs. Is he going to just stay to the left hand side, sorry, the right hand side, go around the outside of Golden Brownie? No, he's going to have to sit behind here. Don't really want to be going out wide on this corner, because you will just end up in that barrier that is miles away. He's allowed to get around the outside of Golden Brownie onto the back straight. He should be able to get past James now as well as they come up toward 130R. Or is he just going to sit behind? No, he is going to pull alongside and get back past James. So we'll see where the guys feel. Was it? No, it was Fabuki. Oh, Phil's got a 3-second penalty after coming out of the pits, so he must have crossed the pit entry line there when he came out. So we actually had 4 people come in the pit, sorry. Infinity James is in, Midnight is in, Golden Brownie is in. So Fabuki's now got back past. Fabuki's on gone softs, Phil's soft, and Pickles has gone to the mediums. Obviously trying to go for a extra long stint this time round. So at the front, Faithless is slowly pulling away from Brucey, but not by much. Yeah, Brucey had a 59 last lap round, but that's definitely not 2 second gap between the two of them, so I don't know if Faithless has had an issue this lap round. Look at them inters, absolutely born. Really not going to be giving you much grip. They must be coming into the pit this time round. We'll stay with them just for a second, and then we'll jump back to the guys that pitted a lap earlier in the Group 3 class. So it is Faithless coming in. It's pretty much a dry track now. Yes, Faithless is coming in. Brucey's sliding his way into the pits, but he makes it. So see how far Bazza is behind once these guys have made their pit. P. Gibb, he's about... that's not 4 seconds, so P. Gibb must have had a little incident last lap round. So Fabuki, pitting that one lap earlier, has come out in first place. For the Group 3s, Phil there in second place. Golden Brownie in third. He's got James right behind him. James has come out on the mediums as well. So we've got Pickles and James on the mediums. Midnight also come out on the mediums. So sorry, that's 3 guys on the medium tyres. They're all at the back of the Group 3s at the moment. But James is the one in contention, trying to make a move up to third place. Getting around Golden Brownie just in front of him. But Fabuki absolutely called the strategy right there and has been able to put on the right set of tyres at the right time. Just that one lap earlier has given him the lead so far. Wipers on, but there's no rain in sight at the moment. So P. Gibb is 14 or so seconds behind Bazza, but Bazza has caught up a massive amount. Bruce has got a 3 second penalty. That would be for the pit limit, pit line entry. But he's caught right up to the rear end of Faithless. What did Faithless do? Bruce is on the mediums as well, so Faithless just must have had a slower pit or pit exit anyway. But we'll see if Bazza can get back past Brucey, who, Bazza was about 15 seconds behind, but just pitting that one lap earlier. It's given him a massive advantage to catch up to Brucey. It looks like Bazza will get back past Brucey. Yes, he will. So there goes Brucey. Had it in the wrong gear, getting going as well. So it's just going to cost him even more time. Got a change for second place now. Bazza, fastest lap of the race as well. 1:54.5. I'm sure that when the track really dries up and rubbers in, these guys will be going even quicker. 53 dead. Absolutely flying there, but obviously can't tell from Faithless's point of view at the moment because the last lap was an out lap. But he's only about 3 or 4 seconds ahead of Bazza now. So Bazza's caught up about 10 seconds just through the pit stop cycle. So great job there for Bazza. And after that first lap incident, he'd be about 10 seconds in front if that didn't happen. But he's gone purple again, has Bazza. Brucey there. How far is Brucey behind? About 5 seconds. So it's cost him about 5 seconds just with that 3 second penalty that he had to serve. And P. Gibb, how far is he behind Brucey? About 12 seconds behind Brucey now, but now the track's pretty much straight. You can see the drying line there. You can probably see it coming out of Degner too. If you look down the straight, you can see the left hand side a lot lighter, a lot drier. He's going purple as well, so all these guys are going purple. Now the track's starting to rubber in. Golden Brownie's got ahead of Phil for second spot. Fabuki still in first place. So Golden Brownie using his soft tyres more. Phil's not as much fueled as Golden Brownie. So did Phil not put a whole tank in thinking that the softs won't last? But obviously the requirement for running all three has gone out the window due to there being rain, so any tyres can now be run for the race. I know there was a cock up on the admin side on the settings for the race, and I'll take the blame for that one. But Phil there in third. James has dropped off the back of Golden Brownie, but I think Golden Brownie is on a charge to try and catch up to Fabuki in first place. Midnight and Pickles in 5th and 6th place currently, but obviously these back three are on the mediums, going for the longer run by the looks of it. I'll just have a look, see if there is. Golden Brownie's pulled away from Phil a little bit there since we were last with him. James getting it all squeaky on the tyres as he came through Spoon. Fabuki there in first place. Looks like what was his lap times? 1/10 quicker than Golden Brownie the last time round. So Fabuki in clean air, not having to worry about looking in the mirrors or anyone making a move. The group twos are about half a lap or so around the track. It's a 2-minute 0.8. That is Golden Brownie's lap time. See if he's pulling away. Yes, he is. A 2-minute 2.2. Phil 2-minute 3.1. 2-minute 3.3. Midnight of a 2-minute 2.7. And Pickles of a 2-minute 3.4. So Fabuki 2 seconds quicker than anyone the last lap round. So really flying. Just hope he's not burning through his tyres too quick. But the battle for first is still raging on. We've nearly done 20 minutes of the race already. Bazza is just going to be looking at the wing of Faithless in front of him, wondering if he can catch up to 1 minute 52.4, and Bazza was a 52.5, so a 10th difference between the two of these two last lap round. Brucey was a 53.8, but he is on the medium, so you do expect to be a second and a half slower. And P gave a 52.8, so a second quicker than Brucey last lap round, and he's got how far to catch up? About 7 seconds or so to catch up to Brucey. So if he can make it last 7 laps on a set of tyres, then there'll be a battle for third place when Hugo catches up to Brucey. Bazza 6/10 purple through the second split as they come up to the hairpin. He is really charging down at that back end of the NSXC in front of him. Obviously all these guys are in the same car, so it is all down to the driver, and it seems like the driver in question is Bazza, absolutely putting the pressure on. Faithless in first place as they come out of the exit of Spoon down the back straight. So just 10th time already, absolutely flying by this race. Let's see, 1 second quicker. Not too sure about Faithless in front of him, but Faithless does seem to be going quick as well. What's the tyre wear like? A bit of a difference between the two of them. See if Faithless will go purple again this time round. 51.9, Bazza does a 51.4, so half a second Bazza caught up just that lap. So he is slowly catching. And Brucey a 53 for, what was his lap time for? 53.8. So Brucey's getting quicker, 52.1. So Billy Gibbs just a couple of tenths slower than the guys running at the front, but he is quicker than Brucey. Fabuki coming out from the hairpin. He's gone even quicker again, 2-minute 0.4. See if that time will get any quicker for these guys later on in the race, as I say, when it starts to rubber in. And you may even see a bit of sunshine, who knows? The weather person had no idea what the weather was doing. Golden Brownie there, he's pulled away from Phil a good couple of seconds now. but dropping off the back of Fubuki in first place. Phil's got a nice gap between him and James in fourth place, who's got Midnight not too far behind him. It does look like we have got the Group 2s slowly catching up to the back of these guys. You see, there's only about 10 seconds lap difference, so it will take a fair few laps for these guys to catch up. Obviously, with the pit stops all happening, we'll mix it up a little bit more as well. And Pickles there in 6th place. Yeah, the old taxi's not the fastest taxi in the world tonight. Let's see if he can change his strategy up and try and catch up to the back of the guys in front. But his mediums have hardly got anywhere, and he's down to half a tank already, so maybe he could go softs to really push forward and catch up to Midnight and James in front of him. There's Faithless just behind Pickles now. Only a couple of corners separates the two of them for these guys to go one lap down. As of 52.8, Faithless 52.1, so Faithless pulled that gap back out over Bazza on the last lap. So I don't know if Bazza had a little bit of a squirrely moment. All it takes is just to get onto the curb or touch that the wet surface a little bit, and you just struggle to get the power down. But here comes Faithless up towards the rear end of Pickles for the first time. I think there will only be about 3 or 4 times they'll catch these guys through the duration of the race. But which way will Faithless go as he comes up behind? Will he just sit behind and wait? I think he will. He catches massively on the brakes, but can't do anything with it. Is he going to go around the outside? No, he's going to cut to the inside. Bit of confusion between the two drivers, but they get away cleanly there. Pickles falls into the slipstream of Faithless. So it's not a massive speed difference between the two of them. It's more the corners. But these guys can just go flat out through 130R, and the Group 3s have just got to have a little slight lift. But Bazza, will he go for the move up the inside at the chicane? Yes, he will. Pickles just gives him racing room. But Bazza's tyres are starting to show a fair bit of wear now. And Faithless isn't too bad, but there is a big difference. Faithless has got half a tank of fuel and Bazza's nearly empty. That would have been about the 2 or 3 laps that difference between when they came into the pit. Bazza was lap 4 and Tino would have been lap 6, looking at the timings. And Tino's making his way past Midnight there, up towards Phil, just ahead of him. Probably get him up towards, not Phil, James, sorry. Will he get him before Degner 1? No, he will just pull in behind and wait to get out of Degner 2 before the hairpin. There goes Faithless. Will Bazza do the same? Bazza's fuel lights come on now. But he's got his way past Midnight, and he should probably be able to get past James before Spoon as well. Brucey is coming up to the back of these guys now as well. Yes, it's amazing how there's not much difference between the two. Brucey there in 3rd place. He has got P-Gib fairly close behind him, but P-Gib's not very good on fuel. Brucey done his fastest lap of the race with 53.3, so 2 seconds slower than the purple lap, but he is on the mediums, so making him last. He's got more fuel than Faithless has up in 1st place, so he's really fuel saving in that Honda. It's a great livery as well, Brucey, absolutely brilliant. And it's got the old dead man's finger on, can't beat it. P-Gib has definitely caught up to the rear end of Brucey. P-Gib's doing 52s where Brucey's doing 53s, so yeah, 2nd a lap. Will Brucey be able to get past Pickles down towards turn 1, side by side into the braking zone, but Brucey being able to carry so much more speed into the corners makes light work of it. That buzzer come into the pit, so he didn't have enough fuel to do another lap. So we'll see where he comes out. So he's got past half the field and then he's got to do it all again. But to the Group 3's Fubuki there, still in first place, pulling away from Golden Brownie in second. Golden Brownie's tyres, front wheel drive car to a rear wheel drive car, you can see it on the tyre wear difference. These rear tyres really worn compared to the fronts. Golden Brownie's the opposite way around. But doing well in the Lexus. Here's Golden Brownie, Phil there in the Mazda. Probably got a couple of laps left of fuel before he has to be coming into the pit. But James there is getting waved blue flags. Who's that from? I think it will be from Brucey. We'll wait and see who comes into the screen in a second. Yes, it is. It is Brucey. So Brucey should be able to get past at least one of these guys before 1:30 are up. But Midnight has caught up to the rear end of James. Brucey will slip into the gap and waits to get James into the chicane. And he goes on the left hand side. Nice lead on there from Brucey. He's now just got Phil up ahead of him. But none of these, Phil's come into the pit, so he's come in a little bit early. Probably could have got another one lap out of the tank. P Gibbs come into the pit as well, so before he gets into the fight of getting past everyone else, he's come in. Was that tyres or was that fuel? A bit of both. I would say his tyres are pretty worn, all halfway all over. Phil, missed the tyres for Phil. Pickles has come in as well. Clearly not enjoying being on the mediums. Probably will go to the soft tyres now. Let's see how quick his pit stop guys are. It's slow on the refill. Let's have a look and see what Phil tyres comes out on. Phil comes out on a set of hards. So clearly not liking them soft tyres and wants to try a different strategy. Pickles comes out on a set of softs, so yeah, he should be able to go quite a long distance on them softs, it seems, because their mediums didn't have much wear on them at all. We'll jump up to P Gibbs coming out on mediums now, so clearly not liking them softs and wants to try a harder compound. Bazza, he also came out on the mediums. So here's Brucey's strategy of going on the mediums for the second stint, going to come into effect later on in the race. But it'll only be Faithless that will have to pit. He's still got a fair bit of fuel left, saying Brucey's only half a tank. So just sipping that fuel is Brucey. Fubuki has come in with a litre of fuel left, so not much at all. Golden Brownie's still got over a quarter of a tank left in his car, but his tyres aren't looking the greatest now. They are starting to wear off. James there in third, will be in second once they get past Fubuki. There we go, but Midnight is all over the rear end of him. Will he go for the move down towards turn 1? Yes, he will. Will he be able to make it stick and keep them both on the track? Yes. Lovely little overtake there from Midnight through turn 1. Now will James be able to fight back? What's the tyre wear like? Both of them about the same. Both of them about the same amount of fuel as well. So it's all about the driver and the car. Now can James now try and retaliate and stop Midnight getting into a flow and pulling away? It seems like Midnight's been able to do that already just through the S's. With a bit of the dirty air kicked up from that Mazda. James has been able to struggle to carry the speed through the corners, gets it all tail happy coming out of Degner 2. And loses some time to Midnight in front. So now Midnight's got Golden Brownie in front of him, but Midnight will probably be coming into the pit for Golden Brownie will be, just by the fuel, but then Golden Brownie's tyres are pretty warm. So what's Fabuki come out? Fabuki's come out on a set of medium tyres now. Clearly thought he'd be able to go longer on the mediums, but the fuel probably was the issue, I'd say. But each driver, obviously talking to their crew chief and discussing the options for what tyre they should be on at what time. But he was getting waved blue flags. I'm not sure who by. They come again. Here comes the blue flags. Hopefully we'll see the livery, and I'll tell you, there it is, it's P. Gibb in 4th place at the moment. We'll jump to Phil. He's clearly not liking them hard tyres. He's dropped to 6th place now, and a bit of a distance behind Pickles in 5th, but Faithless there, still not pitted. Brucey's not pitted yet. Bazza in 3rd, so the Group 2s are all spread out at the moment. No one really fighting, but is there any difference? Well, Brucey and Faithless have still got a pit as well, so once they come in we'll find out how well Bazza has done to keep up with these guys. Obviously they've been able to do the undercut over. He should be able to do it over Brucey because he's on a fresh set of mediums doing 52.8. Yeah, Brucey's doing 53, so yeah, he should be able to come out in front of Brucey. And Faithless has been doing 52, 54, so it's going to be interesting to see where Bazza comes out between him and Faithless in 1st place. Will he be coming in this lap round? I think he'll probably try and push it to the end of his fuel. Yes, he will. Another lap round for Faithless. So Golden Brownie still leads the Group 3 cars at the moment. We've got a right old right Garno. It's Bazza coming through the pack. But at Midnight in 2nd place. He's got Bazza fast approaching with not much fuel left in the tank for Midnight. So he'll be coming in this time round. I think James will be as well. So what tyres will these guys put on? The medium's not looking too bad either for these cars. They're already starting to just slowly hit a cliff. Golden Brownie's come in, so yeah, them tyres absolutely dead on the Lexus. So Golden Brownie in, Midnight in, James in, so that should promote Fabuki back up to 1st place once he comes across the line. He's been doing this. This is his first flying lap, so it's hard to tell exactly what the lap times have been like for him. See what it is when he comes across the line. 2-minute 1.5, so yeah, pretty good lap time. Yeah, he's gone ahead of the 3 that have pitted. So that's Fabuki up to 1st place again in the Group 3s. Let's see what tyres. Golden Brownie comes out on the medium tyres, so clearly not happy with them softs. And that's a tyre that will last longer, as well as the fuel, because he came in with a fair bit of fuel. Midnight, he's come out on the soft tyres now, and so has James. And Pickles is not too far behind. He's just at his fastest lap of the race as well, with a 2-minute 1.606. So really been pushing to catch up to these two. Pickles has gone out on the soft tyres rather than the mediums. He might be even closer to these guys. He's gone 4 tenths up on his time as well this time round. So let's see if he can use a slipstream from James ahead. It will only be a slight bit of slipstream, but now to use it to put him along and get a faster lap than he's already set so far. James obviously warming them tyres up, same as Midnight up ahead. So Pickles, as you can see, is really closed into the back end of James. Went a bit deeper there through the hairpin. And whilst we watch these, I'll always have a quick drink. and onto the back straight go Midnight, James and Pickles. I think Golden's been able to pull quite a bit of a gap. We'll see what the lap times are on the out laps, because the in laps are all around the same. So see how much of a gap Golden opened up with having more fuel in the car. 225. The Buki's that was a 228. Midnight's lap's been a 227, 226. So we gained about a second to 2 seconds over James and Midnight just through having more fuel in the car. But will that help him, because he is out on the medium tyres? Here's Golden Brownie, but Fabuki is about 11 seconds or so ahead of Golden Brownie at the moment. Faithless has come into the pit, so this is the one we wanted to see where Brucey should go through. He is still got a lot of tyre wear left, still got a quarter of a tank, so Brucey will go into first place when he passes Faithless in the pits. So the long strategy is working so far for Brucey, as we're coming up to the halfway stage. Another 8 minutes or so before we get to halfway. Faithless has come out of the pit. Quite a bit of a gap between him and Bazza. So no real difference in lap times, but I'm sure these guys were a lot closer. Faithless has only put quarter of a tank in and put the hards on, so he's still going by the rule of using the 3 tyres. I know we're not being in the chat. You didn't get the memo that the admin error was void due to the wet racing. So he's put on the hard tyres, probably doing the minimum 3 laps required for the hard tyre, or for any tyre, as a matter of fact. So that's why he's so far ahead of Basil at the moment, but he'll be coming in probably lap 22, and probably then putting the softs or the mediums on, maybe. And obviously if there is rain coming, then he'll at least done the 3 tyres that he needs for the race. He's struggling to get them tyres going. Takes quite a bit of time to get them tyres warmed up, but Basil there in 3rd place. There's Brucey on the track. Brucey's just past Phil and then into the chicane, and Basil's coming out of Spoon, so there's quite a bit of a distance between 1st and 3rd at the moment. But Basil, I say, he's how many laps into the stint? About 7 laps or so. He's just over half a tank, so you get to about lap 13 or so per tank of fuel by the looks of it. P-Give there, he came in around the same time. He's got a lot more fuel. At that time, what lap was it? Lap 13. That ended up 40. So there's 1 lap difference. That's not 1 lap difference of fuel. So P-Give's been short shifting it by the looks of it. Yes, I know, you probably hear the cat in the background. Fabuki there in 1st place still. He's opening that gap up even more over Golden Brownie. Both on mediums as well. Midnight, has he been able to close up? He's just gone 2nd half quicker than Golden Brownie the last lap round, so yeah, really catching up on Golden Brownie. There is, let me have a look when that goes. That's 5-6 seconds between the 2 of them at the moment. So probably in 3 or 4 laps, Midnight will be on the back end of Golden Brownie in the Lexus. Obviously Midnight being in the Mazda, so 2 different Japanese cars. Obviously we've got a 3rd Japanese car there. Obviously they are, I don't know, they were all Japanese cars for this race. So it's not just saying that there's only 1 or 2, they were all Japanese cars for this Japanese race. But James there in 8th. He's dropped off the back end of Midnight, but he's still got Pickles fairly close behind him, a second or so behind in 4th and 5th. Phil there clearly not getting on with these hard tyres, but pushing through, trying to make them work. He's dropped almost a whole sector behind Pickles. Yeah, doing 206s when these guys are doing 201s. Yeah, 5 seconds of that is not great. And on, just noticed something for you, Brucey, on the rear end of that car, just above the fake taxi sticker. I'll let you have a little read of that. Must be follow Pickles through the hairpin. Getting a bit slowly as they come out there. But his front tyres are taking a bit of a beating. I think probably more than he thought they would do compared to the mediums. But he's still... What was it? Midnight's really caught up with Golden Brownie. Golden Brownie's had a horrendous lap. There was 5 seconds between them at the beginning of the lap. Golden Brownies must have dropped it somewhere, and Midnight has been able to catch that 5 seconds up within just one lap. So now Golden Brownie's going to have to really fight to keep second place from Midnight, but we've got just under 3/4 of a tank. Shh, cat. Shush. 3/4 of a tank left in both their cars. Brucey, he's come into the pit now, has Brucey. So what was that, tyres or was that fuel? That would have been fuel. Tyres still at halfway, so good half an hour or so on that stint for Brucey. So that should allow... How's Faithless dropped? Oh, because Faithless still needs to pit. He's going to come in this lap round. And had some terrible laps, 208, 203, 207, and Baz has been going absolutely flying to catch up to Faithless there. So that's Bazza into first place now. I think Faithless is near enough a whole pit stop just being on them hard tyres, so the strategy's really not worked out well, but that's Bazza, as I say, into first place now. He Gibb into second, just ahead of Brucey. What's he come out? He's come out on another set of mediums and a full tank of fuel, so he should be able to keep up with P Gibb now. P Gibb's got half a tank, but he has got worn tyres, so kind of balance each other out. Let's see how this battle unfolds between the two of them, and I've just noticed that Midnight has got past Golden Brownie for second spot. So Golden Brownie not been able to fight off Midnight on the charge that he is having on them soft tyres. And now will he be able to... What's the lap times between Kabuki and Midnight? 2 minute ones, let's say. Yeah, 2 minute ones. Lower 2 minute ones than Kabuki is doing. Might be not this lap because he's overtaken Golden, but 2 minute 8.3, 2 minute 5, yeah, so kept very slowly catching, but he's got what has he got now, 17 seconds to try and catch up. So when you only catching a couple of attempts a lap, that's a lot to try and catch up. But we are only just half of the race done, so we'll see if Midnight can use that pace he's been able to pick up and catch up to the back end of Kabuki. James there in fourth, still with Pickles behind him in fifth place, but both of them, the tyre wear on that Mitsubishi is absolutely shocking. He's only done half a tank of fuel, and yet his front right tyre is, what's that, 30% left? So really worn through that front right tyre on that Mitsubishi, where Pickles, he's on the same tyres, but he's down to 1/4 of a tank, and he's actually got more tyre on the front right, but it's kind of more even on the front. So it's just been absolutely abusing it, has James. And Phil still going with the hard tyres. probably going for the whole stint now. You've kind of committed this far into it. You might as well use them, abuse them hard tyres. Buzz up in the first place. Won't be long until he comes into the pit. So where's P. Gibb? He's at half a tank, pulling Brucey along with him. There's Brucey. Brucey's on his first flying lap as well now. So see if what the lap times are between him and P. Gibb. If P. Gibb's pulling him along or P. Gibb's pulling away, let's see. And where is Faithless? Faithless now come on the mediums with a full tank. This is his first flying lap as well. But yeah, being on them hard tyres has really hampered Faithless's attempt to try and get a podium, but so this P. Gibb's still got to pit fairly shortly. Bazza's going for one more. Obviously the fuel tank's just allowing who's in the pit. Let's have a look. Pickles has come into the pit now. Probably getting bored of looking at the rear end of James's car. Let's see, really go back to the medium tyres because the softs just didn't want to last. Let's have a look. No, he stayed on another set of softs, so he's going to just try and really eke these ones out. And I have heard that the weather person says there will be rain in about 20 or so minutes, so if you do pit now, it'll probably be worth going on to the soft tyres until the rain hits. Golden Brownie there in third place. Midnight's been able to just pull away. It's been 201s, high 201s the last couple of laps. Golden Brownie 203s, so really struggling with pace at the moment is Golden Brownie. Oh, and Midnight's in the wall. What's happened with Midnight? Just talking about the pace of the car, and he's gone and absolutely binned it into the wall. Go with the chase cam as we come out the spoon. Did he get on to? No, he just got it lit up a tiny bit too early. Got front end damage and lost all his talent coming out of spoon. So is that going to allow James to catch up to the rear end of him? No, it looks like he's just going to be able to hold off third place from James there, but all that effort of catching up Brownie at the beginning of the stint has just all unfolded, and back down to third spot. Will he think about potentially coming in fairly soon to change tyres? He's coming in straight away, wants to get rid of them. James does the same, but James probably didn't have much tyre left, and Bazza comes into the pit as well, so we've got a busy pit lane. 3 cars in the pit, but your leader for the Group 3s at the moment is Fabuki. So Bazza comes into the pit box. That's allowed P. Gibb to go into first place now, with Brucey not far behind. Right, 52.7s for Brucey, and a 52 dead, 52.2. So he has been able to pull away from Brucey as P. Gibb. That probably is just due to the weight of the car with the fuel. So he's just been able to put a couple of attempts each lap round. Faithless has been able to jump. No, he hasn't. They're coming side by side into turn 1. Faithless has gone deep. He's gone out wide. Baz has been able to just slip through and claim back that third spot. Both on the medium tyres. Faithless has got a couple of laps of fuel being used out of his car, so he should be able to keep up with Bazza through the S's. As you can see, the dirty tyres didn't really affect too much for Faithless through the S's, but Bazza probably didn't see that one coming when he saw Faithless just in front of him. Thought he's going to have to sit behind for quite a while as they come up behind Pickles. I think this is for only the second time this race that the guys are being lapped. They should be able to get both past Pickles down the straight toward, well, it's not even as straight, is it? It's just a very long curve Down towards Spoon. Will Faithless goes to the outside and will get past Pickles. What tyres did Pickles put on? Oh yeah, he put on them. Ooh, oh no, he put on meat. Okay, the graphic didn't update, so he put on the medium tyres. James put on mediums. Midnight put on mediums. Obviously, Golden Brownie on the mediums as well. Still got a fair amount of fuel left. Babuki will be coming into the pit, I believe, this lap round. His fuel is about to run out. Still setting some pretty good lap times. 2 minutes, 2.5, yeah, 2 minutes 0.5. And get my words out in a second. If you look at the top map, he's all alone up here at Spoon as he comes around here. 25 laps, so that's just over halfway of the race. They'll probably get to about 45 laps, I would say, for the race for the Group 3s, and probably about 48 for the Group 2s. So we'll stick with Spooky, see if he comes into the pit. I can see there's all close action just the other side of that wall. They're coming in through Degner 1 and Degner 2. I think that is just the Group 2s getting through the Group 3s. Yes, Fabuki is coming into the pit, so Midnight followed closely by James. Yes, right, Buzzer and Faithless as they just got past these two, pulling away. Pickles isn't too far behind these either now, even though he came in, where did he come in? Lap before these guys. He's dropped off a little bit, and obviously they're all on the same tyres now, so Golden Brownie goes back into first place with his fastest lap of the race with a 2 minute 1 dead. So he had a few off laps there in the middle, was getting blue flags waved for P. Gibb coming up behind him. Not the best place to be catching up a slower class car through the S's, because you will plenty have to wait as you want to get going. And obviously with Brucey not being far behind P. Gibb, every corner stuck behind the car is just going to slow you down more, but I think P. Gibb's timed that pretty much perfect. Golden Brownie gives him the line through there, and that's P. Gibb through. Brucey's coming up just behind now. I wondered what the task bill was. I think that was just Golden Brownie getting it all sorts of sideways coming through Degner 2. And Brucey, as it comes around the hairpin, should be able to get past Golden Brownie towards Spoon. There you go. Get past nice and early for Brucey. Brucey's a little bit jittery at the moment. Don't know if that was the lag during the race. But Fabuki in second place on the medium tyres. He's got a nice healthy gap over Midnight there in third place. So Fabuki there should be able to just retain the lead when Golden Brownie comes in probably about 3 or 4 laps time. It's going out a bit wide there through 130R was Golden Brownie. James has been able to stick with Midnight this stint. He dropped off the last stint, and we've been able to stay with him now for the third stint now for these guys. Pickles there in 5th place, not far behind him, and Phil, he's running his fuel to the line, probably coming in this lap round to get off them hard tyres and put a nice sticky set of softs on, but the hard tyres clearly just haven't worked for this race. Back to the front we go. P. Gibb, he's been able to open up a gap over Brucey there in second place. If you look at the lap times, they look pretty similar, but just a couple of attempts each lap just will open it up between the two of them. There they are, first and second. I think after 56 minutes of racing, that's all that separates them. But P-Gib will be coming into the pit fairly shortly. He's got a couple of laps of fuel left. Brucey looks like he's going for the long run again. He's got about 60% fuel left. Well, I don't know actually, is he revving it out? No, he is still short shifting it. So that's probably why P-Gib's just been able to pull away, because I think P-Gib is going flat out with every gear shift he is doing. Buzzer and Faithless still nose to tail between these two. Haven't seen the name swap on the leaderboard on the left whilst they've been battling, so Faithless hasn't been able to get past Buzzer. Buzzer's just been able to hold off that third spot from Faithless, but Faithless goes for a move in towards the hairpin. There's a little bit of a bump there. I think that's just sent Faithless off. Just got his car a little bit slidey from just a little bit of a contact on the apex of the right hander through the chicane. But Buzzer's come off, been able to open up a couple of seconds between the two of them. So Faithless will have to have another charge to try and catch up to Buzzer and go for that third place again. There's two cars through the chicane. Who is that? That's Midnight and James, still running around fairly close to each other at the moment. There's someone off through Degner 1. That's P-Gib. What's happened with P-Gib? Did he get it all wrong through Degner 1? Oh, he hit the curve too much. That's just sent the car. Oh, if he didn't light it up, he probably would have been able to save it. He's going to put it into reverse. Oh, Brucey's done the same. Oh, it's all going off through Degner 1. Is there an oil spill? Who knows? That's P-Gib in the wall. Brucey up to first spot now. Not what P-Gib wanted. And just in front of Phil as well. And Phil, he's been in. He's put his medium tyres on. But Brucey up to first place now. He had a bit of a tank slapper coming out of Degner 2, probably because he saw what happened with Phil and wanted to try and avoid him. But, yeah, Brucey up to first now. P-Gib in second and coming in this lap as well, so not the greatest of laps for P-Gib. But, and it'll probably drop behind Bazza and Faithless. Because they're not too far behind either. Who are they coming up behind? They're coming up behind Golden Brownie. Down the back straight towards 130R. Will Bazza get past Golden Brownie before? I think it's going to be close if he does. No, he's going to just sit behind, just has to let off the throttle as they're coming through, but then just gets up the inside there. And Golden Brownie has to brake it a lot earlier. That should be now Bazza and Faithless should get up into second and third. Golden Brownie comes into the pit once. So P-Gib run out of fuel. Golden Brownie also ran out of fuel. So yeah, Bazza and Faithless up to second and third. Brucey, yeah, 157 the last lap round, so that was just the issue. So out of Degner 2, but Fabuki came back first place. It's just been a fight between Golden Brownie and Fabuki when they've pitted. But it will all depend on when the rain hits and what they do. But Golden Brownie comes out of the pits. He's only put 3/4 of a tank of fuel in and put on a set of softs, but Midnight is right behind him. So he's only just been able to get out ahead, but if he'd have gone for a full tank, Midnight, probably James probably would have got past. So this could be crucial for the race. Midnight's on the mediums as well, so it's going to be a struggle to make a move on Golden Brownie. These three now are going to be fighting for second place with Fabuki quite a bit of a distance. What is it? about 14-15 seconds. Hard to exactly tell. But here you go, he's put on a set of mediums, a full tank of fuel, and he's off. But he's this whole sector behind it. Faithless now, who is slowly catching back up to the rear end of Bazza in front of him. Goes a little bit deep through the chicane. So we'll go for, so what's the laps? There's 2 laps between them at the moment. Yeah, Golden Brownie, Midnight, and James Pickles has just dropped off the back of these guys. So looks like he's struggling to get these mediums to work, unlike he did the softs. But it looks like Golden Brownie's been able to hold off an early charge from Midnight at the moment. We've still got just under half an hour of racing to go. So with that, I will have a quick drinks break again. And we're back. Midnight getting a bit tail happy coming into turn 1 there. Just going to drop a tenth or so to Golden Brownie in front of him. I'm just looking to see where's Brucey on track. Brucey is here. We'll be going round again, so what I will do, I'll stick with Brucey and we'll do a quick lap guide of Suzuka. Seeing that there's 2 battles going on between Bazza and Faithless, but I'll keep an eye on that. I'll go from the roof cam for this lap guide. I'll go to in the car. Let's go in the car, driver's side. As they come across the line, down towards turn 1, probably about the 50-metre board, slamming on the brake, turning it in, and then hitting that apex, and out there, and then into the S as we go. Just let off with this left hand and then tap the brakes for the right, and then it gets slower again for this left, and then a long right hander, and then you go up through this left hander out of the S's and up the hill towards Degner 1 and Degner 2, probably about 50-metre board again. Chuck it in, don't want to clatter that curb, but this one you can cut a bit more of. And out through Degner 1 under the bridge. There's the crossover of the track. Up towards the hairpin we go. Ooh, a little bit deep there from Brucey. Probably just pushing that a little bit too much. And then down this long right hand curve towards Spoon. And it's kind of a blind apex. Even if I see it when they're on top of it. Double apex it. And drift it back out wide, and then you hit that second apex. You drift it out, you don't want to hit that green AstroTurf because that will just end up spinning the car. And down the back straight towards 130R. I think these guys go absolutely flat out. They don't even have to lift. And then up towards the chicane we go, 100-metre board, slamming the brakes on, get it stopped over that curb, over the second curb, and then down this right hander, and that is a lap of Suzuka. Thank you, Brucey, for the lap guide. I haven't seen any changes between the guys at the moment. There's someone close, I think that's P. Gibb and Phil. I did see it and I thought it was a close battle for position, but it's just Phil being elapsed by the faster class. But Faithless hasn't really been able to continue the attack of Bazza. He has just seems to have dropped off the back at the moment. That might just be the tyre wear starting to kick in. Bazza's got better tyre wear at the moment than Faithless has, but it has started to get a bit more overcast, as you can see from this camera angle. So I wonder when this rain will hit. Well, the person did say about 20 minutes about 15 minutes or so ago, so anytime soon the rain will start to come down in the next, say, 5 minutes or so. Pretty good there on the mediums. Got Fubuki well out in the lead for the Group 3s at the moment. Golden Brownie's just set his fastest lap of a 2:03.30. I do believe that's the fastest lap of the Group 3 so far. Midnight just not been able to hang on to Golden Brownie, but that's the difference of the tyre wear between the softs and the mediums. James there, he's just dropped off the back end of Midnight now as well. So they're all just slowly spreading out, these three. Just the tyre wear starting to kick in for Midnight and James more than Golden Brownie, but obviously Golden Brownie is on the soft tyres. Pickles there, he's been struggling the most out of them guys for tyre wear, and Phil seems to have not been able to get into the rhythm. I think it was the hard tyres that's just offset him. I think if he'd have stayed with the mediums and the softs, he would have had a contention with the guys in front of him. But Brucey's still going around. It looks like he'll be able to make it to potentially when the rain starts to hit before he has to pit. Probably got about 3 or 4 laps of fuel left in the tank. Same as Buzzer, Faithless. He's running low on fuel, but the rain hasn't started to come down yet. Not that I know of, looking at the camera. No, I can't see any rain hitting the windscreen at the moment. So really gonna have to either eke that fuel out or try an alternative strategy. Pretty good there in 4th place. His wipers are going, so does that mean the rain? Yes, there is rain hitting the windscreen. So as Tino timed his pit stop to perfection, but will it be wet enough on track? There's nothing showing on the radar at the moment. We'll have a look through where everyone is on track to see if that radar moves at all. Pickles has come into the pit probably a little bit too early, probably could have gone another lap, but yeah, nowhere on track is saying that there's rain visible. Will Faithless come in this time round? Everyone's wipers are going. Yes, he does. So what will Faithless do? Pickles, he's just filling up now, so see what tyres Pickles comes out on, knowing that the rain is inevitable. 90%, he's going for a full tank. Probably doesn't need it for 20 minutes worth of racing. He's gone to, what tyres? Intermediates. So he's the first guy on the intermediates to come in and put them on. He's going to be a bit slow for the first couple laps until it gets really wet, but then could that play the advantage when everyone else has to come into the pit when they come in a bit too late? And Faithless has come out now. He's come out in 4th place. He's also come out on the inters, but he's not too far behind P. Gibb. The only downside of being on inters tyre on a dry track, they will burn up a lot quicker, but you can see on that weather meter bottom left next to the timing screen, it's just a little bit of white coming up, so it is starting to come down on track. Golden Brownie's come into the pit, so is he going for all the inters as well now, because he's got more than enough fuel left, so that's allowed Midnight to go into 2nd place. Will James go through as well? James has gone through into 3rd. Both got enough fuel to do. Midnight's probably the one cutting it fine, I would say, at the moment. Oh, Bazza, oh, he's also down on fuel, so he'll be coming in this lap round, and so does Brucey. So these guys are both going on to the intermediates now. So the other person wasn't wrong with the timing. It's just how much rain will come down before you really have to think about putting on the inters, because it is slowly getting there. Focus. Yeah, he's got a little bit of tire wear already on them inters. It does show being on a dry track really does hurt. But Golden Brownie, he's come out on the inters as well. Who's Pickles getting blue flags from? Not too sure. There's no one really behind him. But Brucey's come out. He's put about 80% of fuel in. Baz has gone for a full tank. He could also come in for his inters. So Faithless hasn't gained on Buzzer coming in that one lap early, but he had to because of fuel. But you can see a little bit of red on them tyres now compared to Buzzer's nice fresh set of inters, with the track just on the crossover point between being a dry track to a wet track. Fubuki has come into the pit now as well. He'll be coming in for his inters. Midnight, he'll be coming in for fuel anyway, so perfectly timed for Midnight to put a set of inters on. James should be coming into the pit. I think James is like the last one to come in for a set of inters. Phil's gone round for another lap. It's going to be risky. The track's getting wetter. You can see it now. It's got a lot darker on the track surface. So let's see where Fubuki comes out. Fubuki comes out still in first Golden Brownie there. You can just see in the background. Moves up to second place. He didn't put a full tank of fuel in. Midnight's going for a full tank. And James went for 84%, so that's cost Midnight. How has Midnight lost so much time? Yeah, just slower lap times, I think. Oh yeah, Golden did come in front. Yeah, so I thought Golden was behind Midnight for a second when they came in the pits. I was thinking, how has he lost that much time? But no, Golden was in front when he pitted a lap earlier. So, and he's only one corner behind Fubuki. So coming in that lap earlier has helped Golden. But Fubuki put a full tank of fuel in as well, just to make sure he's going to make it to the end. But I'm sure even 3/4 of a tank you'll be absolutely fine. And just flick through. Is Phil come into the pit? No, he hasn't, not yet, but he should be this time round, because his mediums will not be liking him now. And Phil's having a nice little pirouette. Hopefully he's not gone past the pit entry line. That's the downside about just trying to push it that extra lap longer. Will Phil be able to turn it and get into the pit? It's in the pit entry now, so yeah, that's Phil into the pit now. So that'll be everyone onto the intermediate tyres. So back to the front of the pack, Brucey leading it from Buzzer, who's about 12 seconds behind Brucey now. So we've got 15 minutes of the race to go. So Buzzer needs to go up a second a minute, so about 2 seconds a lap quicker or more to give Brucey a run for his money at the start-finish line at the end of the race. Faithless there in third place, not too far behind, going a very wide through 130R, just keeping it on the track as he comes into the chicane. How far is he behind Buzzer now? Let's have a look. That's 12 seconds between Brucey and Buzzer. Buzzer and Faithless is in the wall. He's lit it up too much coming through the last corner. Probably also didn't help with the dirty tyres that he had coming through 130R, but there was one car behind him. I don't know who. It must have been Pickles that was coming up behind him, so he's lucky there. But Midnight's getting it all sorts of sideways, with Brucey coming through the pack as well now. But Midnight's just hanging on to it in front of James. Sideways again for Midnight as he comes through Degner 1. And now Degner 2. Is James trying to pounce here on a struggling Midnight in the rain. There's no real way to overtake unless the car makes a mistake here in front. James trying the racing line in the wet. Not sure it's the greatest line. Not much grip down there. Oh, Midnight getting it all sorts of sideways. Oh, he's gone. Midnight's gone. He's in the wall. This rain's causing absolute havoc. Bazza's just going to come flying around the outside of Midnight. But that's Midnight now down to 4th spot. And quite a few seconds now behind James in 3rd. Golden Brownie in 2nd place. How far is he behind Midnight? Only about 7 seconds or so behind Midnight. So the race is on for 1st place here as well in the Group 3s. There's 2 guys close there. Oh, it's James and Bazza. Bazza's just going to sit behind through 130R and get him on the exit towards the chicane. Bazza getting it all sorts of sideways through that chicane there, but does save it. But Faithless hasn't got. He's got Phil not too far behind him now. That's off P Gibb. We've got the other Phil in 6th place. Where it is Phil. Phil's fighting with Golden Brownie, but trying to unlap himself. But Phil's gone for the wet tyre, so he should be able to push on and gain some time back. But being a lap down isn't going to be the greatest, but it goes up the inside there of Golden Brownie, who's getting it all sorts of sideways coming up out of the hill. And they're both getting blue flags from, I'm guessing, Bazza behind. No, it looks like Brucey actually. Phil there in 10th place, not the race that he was looking forward to. Pickles getting it all sorts of sideways. Oh, there's one car in the wall there. There was another one in the wall I saw. Who was it? It was P Gibb. And Faithless also, he's got damage as well on the front end. So what happened there between these guys? We'll jump on with Faithless as we're coming through turn 1, getting it all sorts of sideways. P Gibb's already in the wall. Oh, that'll be where the damage comes from. Absolutely sideswiping Pickles, but not really where he could go on the exit there. But that's going to allow Bazza just to pull away a little bit more from Faithless, who seems to have a rough time in these wet conditions. There's Brucey on track. Brucey's there, just coming up towards Spoon. Bazza is at 10 seconds, so he is slowly catching. Very, very slowly. But is it going to be enough to try and catch up? As you can see, any little mistake and you'll lose a good 10 seconds. So that's what Bazza's hoping for. And it's absolutely torrential rain coming down from all angles and making this racetrack really tricky for these guys to be on. Brucey coming up to 2 guys in front of him. He's coming up to Golden Brownie, and you can see that Phil's just been able to pull away from Golden Brownie being on them wet tyres. Brucey getting it all sorts of sideways coming through the chicane there. Phil's in the wall as they come around the last corner, so Phil gained an advantage over Golden Brownie on the last lap, but binned it and given that advantage back. But it's only going to be still a lap down. Brucey's still getting it sideways as they're coming through turn 1. Bazza now, he's only 7 seconds behind, so Bazza really caught up that round. to the rear end of Brucey. It's going to be it. Oh, and Baz is in the wall. He's done the same as what Gibb and Pickles did. He's also getting yellow flags. I don't know if that's just for Bazza or for someone else. Looks like it's for Bazza. No, it was for Phil. Phil was in the wall as well. So that turn 1 exit has been really tricky for a lot of people. Faithless in third, P-Gibb in fourth, Fabuki stood out in the lead for the Group 3s. And he's about, 12 seconds over Golden now. He's just been able to pull away a little bit more in this wet weather. Golden Brownie's just struggling there to get the power down. James there in third place. He's been able to pull away from Midnight. Midnight's really been struggling on the wet tyres. He's only got about 90% of throttle power going out the exit up towards Degner 1. I just noticed that Pickles has been into the pit. He put on a set of wet tyres, trying to gain that pit stop loss with the wet tyres being on. I think being on any tyres in this weather is just keeping it on the black stuff and seeing if you can gain anything. There's a car off through Degner 1, and that's P-Gibb again. Really struggling in these wet conditions as P-Gibb. He's lost a lot of time to Faithless in front of him. As Faithless comes up behind Midnight, just gets it in front as they come through Spoon. You don't want to be on the green stuff. Midnight will end up spinning out, but keep it on the black stuff. Bazza, how far is he behind? He's lost some time that round to Brucey. It's gone up to about, what's it gone up to? Back to 10 seconds now between the two. Bazza's got Golden Brownie in front of him. How's he going to get past Golden Brownie for the chase of Brucey? I don't think there's any car between them at the moment. It will only be for Buki. Once they get past him, that should be near enough a clean run. Golden Brownie well out the way, but probably just trying to catch traction. So there's no cars now between Brucey and Bazza. There's another car spinning through 130R. It's P-Gibb again. Not the greatest finish for P-Gibb. Just can't keep it on the track at the moment. I don't know if it's just lighting up the tyres, but he's doing off the whole first sector behind Faithless now. There's not far between them. You probably just see Bazza come into that shot there. He's now got Brucey's got Bazza Fabuki in front of him to try and deal with. Faithless has gone into the gravel, coming out of the S's, gets on track and lights it up. Just gets out of the way of Midnight coming through. We're just going to see how Brucey got past Fabuki, but looks like he's got past safely. So Fabuki still leading from about 13 seconds over Golden Brownie, who's got about 20 odd seconds, 25 seconds to James in third place. Midnight seems to be catching up to James this lap round. It might just be perspective of the track. Faithless has got past Midnight again. Around the same area he did last time round, just a couple hundred metres before. Pickles hasn't been able to gain that time back up to 2:31 was his out lap. Pretty much the same lap time as Midnight did last time round, but this will be the tell to see if the wets really are worth it. Phil there in 6th place, just struggling on the wet tyres by the looks of it by his lap times. No, I'd say no, he's alright. 2:31s, I think, what, Golden and 2:25, so yeah, still struggling a little bit on the wet tyres. is Phil. Midnight's getting blue flags waved. I'm guessing. Oh, it's a Faithless again. Faithless must have binned it another time. Not got damaged, so over 30 seconds ago. It looks like the rain has started to stop a little bit because it doesn't seem to be coming down. It's just very foggy now. And it's got the old heat haze from where the sun's coming through and trying to dry the track up. As you can see, that track is starting to come down from the wet part to the intermediate part now. So these guys should be able to start going a little bit faster. It's not going to dry out till before the end of the race, which we've only got just over 4 minutes left of the race to go. The yellow flag for Buzzer up ahead. Who is that for? He's got Golden Brownie behind him, so that was for Fubuki. Fubuki made a mistake. What happened to Fubuki? Oh, he got it on the grass. Oh, that was a lucky save. He got a 360 spin and got facing the forward again. That potentially could have cost him the win if he was ending up facing the wrong way round. That's dropped the gap to Golden Brownie quite considerably now for the time being. Golden Brownie got a half-second penalty. Not seen many of the track limit penalties, but obviously with the rain, anything if you're trying to cut the corner also. But he's got enough of a gap between him and James in third place, who's got Faithless coming up behind him. Goes up the inside towards Spoon. Midnight now in fourth place. I say, looks like he caught 4 seconds on the last lap over James, so I was right, he was catching. Fat Pickles, I think if he had stuck with the inters, he could have had a shout of having a fight with James and Midnight near the end of the race, but changing to them wets, he's just not been able to gain that time back up. So the real fight is between Bazza and Brucey. Brucey's pulled out a massive chunk of time over Bazza. Bazza's either struggling to get past the guys, or I know he had a little off out of turn one a good couple of laps ago, but yeah. Oh, and flick to Brucey, and he spins it coming into Degner 2, and he's facing the wrong way. This is not what Brucey wants. He's going to get dirt all over his tyres. And how big's the gap that he had? What was it? 50 there. He had about 29 seconds. And now Bazza's right behind him. Probably only about 6 or so seconds between Bazza and Brucey now. So game on. Just over 2 minutes to go. Will Bazza see that as an opportunity and try and push even harder to catch up to the rear end of Brucey up ahead? Faithless in third. I think Faithless and P-Gib probably going to be third and fourth for this one. Fubuki there, the 2:25. Golden Brownie done a 2:19, so yeah, Golden Brownie caught 6 seconds up on Fubuki. Fubuki's gone off again through Spoon, so Fubuki's really pushing too hard here. Is he gonna have this race win unfold just by a few little mistakes near the end of the race? Is it going to be fatigue kicking in? And will Golden Brownie be able to sniff? We've got one more lap to go. James there in third, still ahead of Midnight. Only a second difference between the two of them. Last lap round at about 4 seconds. Gap between third and fourth, so is Midnight just going to miss out on a podium? We shall see. Pickles there in fifth place, a bit of a lonely last part of the race for him, and similar for Phil. Faithless is in the wall again, really struggling getting that car round the corners. Where is Faithless? Always been reset. But I will try and just stick with someone who's going to be coming across the line in a couple of seconds time. But Brucey and Bazza, that is the gap between first and second. He caught 15 seconds did Bazza on the last lap alone. So that is the battle for first place I think if Buzzer didn't have that accident at the beginning, he could potentially been in first, but if Brucey didn't have that spin on the last lap, then it would have been different. But I think, let's have a look to see who's coming across to the line. It'll be Fat Pickles. Looks like he'll be coming across the line first when the timer gets to 90 minutes. So it looks like Fat Pickles will be finishing in 5th spot for the Group 3 class as he comes across the line. Brucey, all he's got to do is a couple of more corners and he will have won at Suzuka for round 8. As long as he can make the chicane without getting a penalty, he should be fine. But Buzzer's given a good old fight here to the end of the race. But Brucey will come across to finish in the 1st spot at Suzuka. Buzzer will finish in 2nd place. And Fabuki now, as he comes into the chicane for the 42nd and final time, does hold off Golden Brownie, but he'll come to claim victory for the Group 3s at Suzuka. Golden Brownie fairly close behind, about 7 or 8 seconds behind. There's the next car to come across. Let's have a look. It will be Faithless. We're coming across the line. A few incidents in the later stages with the wet weather. But Faithless will claim 3rd spot on the podium for the Group 2s. P-Give will finish in 4th spot. Phil there, as you can see, will finish in 6th. I'm just waiting for the last two. Midnight's been able to get ahead of James. Let's have a little look to see where that happened. Just up here. Oh, Midnight spun it. But where's James? James has spun it over there. So what happened with James? Oh, he hit the water. That's just spun him into the barrier, and Midnight decided to do the same thing, but Midnight got going just in front of James, it looks like. That's incredible to see both of them spin 4 position on the last lap. But Midnight, I'll jump back forward. It looks like Midnight just been able to hold off James for that 3rd spot on the podium for Midnight, and James will come across to finish in 4th. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, maybe consider subscribing. Until next one, which will be the final round for the MEC this year, in about 9 weeks time. I'll see you then. Bye bye.